Welcome everyone and welcome to All In, All United.
Remember the comment you made?
I got some bars to these.
Run Ryan.
Ryan.
And here's the thing, you have players out there.
I think the fellas will take it more serious.
What grade?
That one I don't know.
Yes, because at the end of the day, right now, Manchester United are
Fellas, good night.
Good night, brother.
Good night to everyone. JP and Chef are in the building. I am in the building. And that's probably all we need tonight. That's all we need tonight. But if anybody else want to join, feel free to join the chat and the conversation. But as always, post-match review for Manchester United versus Fulham, or Fulham versus Manchester United. But welcome to All In, All United. Boy, I'm going to let in Simeon here as well. Welcome, buddy.
Hey, what's up, man?
Yeah. For some reason, Reem wants me to host, so I just had to get the backward cap out of my cupboard, and I was almost like Reem. So I don't expect tonight to see any Chelsea men, and I can understand why. I mean, you're always in the podcast, and we welcome you with open arms. But for some reason tonight, I don't expect to see any Chelsea fans. But Chelsea fans, if you're out there, feel free to say hi and feel free to leave a comment, right? So yeah, we saw results over the weekend, and the curtain closer, as always, had to be Manchester United. We traveled to Craven Cottage, and we came out victorious, 1-0 to Manchester United. Boy, that
one shot, one kill.
Yeah, boy. That sounds like some Call of Duty stuff there, boy. But in my opinion, and I'll let you guys tell me your opinion as well. Today's fixture had me a bit sleepy. Right? Some people watch their respective teams with like some alcohol or some food. I literally had to sit down with a cup of tea to watch that game today. And it's not because I was tired. It was just that I was excited at first. And then within 20, 30 minutes, I found my head nodding off. So I was like, nah, what the hell going on? Anyway, what you guys saying? How did you find the fixture today? Yeah, JP?
Yeah, good night, everybody. It was boring, as you say, Phil. It felt almost like, you know, those games at the end of the season where you have two mid-table teams, nothing to play for, they're safe from relegation, no chance at top four. That was the feel of the game today. It felt like if neither team had anything ready to play for it, and it kind of heat up a little bit in the end. But other than that, you know, the game itself don't really have much talking points today. If you're being honest, it was just a kind of real boring overall performance from both teams.
Yeah. Chef?
I saw that football had me.
Yeah, nodding your head.
Kai football. Jesus Christ, that game was shit. Yeah, that's it.
There ain't much more you can say after that. Simeon?
I mean, yeah. So what football, you see, all the games you see teams actually playing, and then you see us playing. It's like, who are these guys? Do they know each other? The static offense we have really didn't leave much to desire. I mean, I'm glad we win, but there's so much stuff we have to look at for this team. I just think, I think Amrim really, have his work cut out for this team. And a lot of things, that former manager said about his team coming back to hurt us. So yeah, we have a lot of work to do.
Yeah, anyone who didn't see the match today, just go straight to the highlights. Trust me, you have not missed anything, honestly. Right? But with regards to the curtain closer against Fulham today, how were you guys feeling going into this match based on previous results, not only from Manchester United over the last couple of weeks, but also seeing the results that transpired over the weekend? See Arsenal get a 1-0 win and a interesting red card. You see Chelsea got dismantled by Manchester City. Liverpool did their thing. Spurs, boy, whoa, Spurs. But yeah, how did you guys feel per se?
For me, in Manchester United, you never know. And some results went in our favor, like the Fulham results. Not the Fulham, the Tottenham results, sorry. That was one that was in our favor. The West Ham, Brighton lost as well this weekend. So, you had a few teams who we should be looking at that didn't really do too well this weekend or would have drawn their games. But with Manchester United, you just never know which team would turn up. And Fulham had a pretty decent home record. I think it was the last 6 games they won at home. So we actually broke the streak of winning home games.
But we also have a good record versus Fulham as well, too, right?
Versus Fulham,
Yep.
we have a good record, yeah. But it's just the current state of this team, we breaking all the records on the wrong side of things. So you just never know. When I heard about that, the good record we have against them, I was like, oh God, not today. Because that's how it always be. Like when we play Southampton, and as soon as the commentator says Southampton has scored from a corner this season, boom, they win the score. So that's apparently that's how Manchester United like to. So I wasn't too sure what to expect, especially the recent performances. It was lackluster against Rangers in the week. And I think we didn't really see too much of a difference today as well in terms of how the game actually play out. But thankfully, we still come out with the win.
Yeah. Chef or Simeon, was there any frustration in today's performance, or it was more like it is what it is? I know what to expect from these guys. Any frustration or any like tantrums thrown?
Both. I mean, it was what to expect, but you still get frustration. That Rasmus play, they play. I mean, I know Rasmus wasn't going to be a finished article coming here, but I didn't think he would be so bad. I mean, it was a point in the game where within a minute span he lost the ball about two, 3 times. Simple plays, simple passes. The man casually misplacing. And it's like, I saw once. I think it was who was it? Ugarte or Masrari saw him, and then went to pass the ball to him to pass to Bruno, and Bruno passed to him, and he lost the ball. And I was just like, it's getting to a point where I think his teammates don't even trust him with the ball. It's not like he get the ball in tight places. It's just simple passes he making in hold up play, which is not even good. Like, it's tough when you're a striker you can't trust to get the ball and get it back. So I think that the Rasmus, and Zirkzee didn't come and light the wall on fire, but he looked more comfortable, keeping the ball. And it's a shame that's the talent we have. But little things like that, is frustrating, and just the fact that we can't move the ball forward, even when the press work. I mean, press wasn't really working too well today. But when it worked and you get ahead, the ball stopped outside the penalty box and had to go back. So the fact, Amram said, we have an issue in the final third, and it's glaring, it's depressing, and it kind of harkens back to the day of, Ten Hag used to talk about, use a word that we always used to hate. He used the word partnerships. And he used to say it and say, boy, I need to get these players together, and you think to yourself, well, these footballers, they shouldn't need to have the same fella, to play a system. But like with these fellas, they have to know, like, exactly where they was going to be, because they don't have the footballing sense to play football without knowing next player next to them. So I find it really depressing that we can't, move the ball better in the final third.
What you saying, Chef?
Um, Dan, I don't know what to say. I watch football a lot for the weekend, and then plus I asked myself the first thing I asked myself watching that game, why we can't do the basics properly? And I talk about the basics, pass a ball, control a ball, look up. Dog, this is things that is teach you in primary school when you now start off. And I don't understand it. I understand. Is it Manchester under so much pressure, boy? Dog, come now, man. The basics men can do, dread. Plus, and we was impotent when you cross the half line, dread. It's like no ideas. I don't understand. And I want to believe the manager sending all the out there with a plan. He telling all them what to do, but it's like these fellas just not willing. Dog, I understand. I understand. Ganacho himself, he looking to find himself within the Amarin plan. But us, nobody not telling you to curb your attacking intent, dog. Every time you get the ball, take it out, especially on you when you're wide. So don't take it at them now, man. Yes, we see you doing the winger thing. You're crossing the ball, but mix it up sometimes too. Go on the, as Amarin said, go in the inside. Sometimes not everything you have to bite to the line and then look to cross. And I want to believe that the hardest set of crossing to do when you basically chuck and then look into with not much room to do anything else.
On your weaker foot as well too.
On your weaker foot, thing. Mix it up, now, Dread. Mix it up. They had to decide what position the playing Bruno Fernandes, because whatever they do today, that shit was not working at all. Forget that. We name Rasmatas, whatever the name is. Done. Boss, that man collect the ball cleanly once, accounted, once. Boss, you play 50-something minutes and I get it. You're playing by yourself. You're not getting as much passes as you would like. But here's the thing, though, that he have more than other strikers in the past, because we complain that strikers for Manchester United in the last few years void of delivery. But dog, the men actually looking for you,
You doing nothing, Chef? You doing nothing, Chef? You doing nothing?
Men looking for you, boy. His movement is extremely poor, though. Dan, you're big, tall, and white. The can't miss you, though. You standing up in the middle of the field. Move about a little bit, try to make some runs around the defense. Boy, Rasmus get me so mad today. Something, though, something. The one thing I could say, is Fulham, but the defense for the most part today, though, them fellas work. Them fellas look real. Them fellas look solid-ish in the back there. They handle themselves well. Yeah, that's about it, though.
Yeah, it is one of those instances where the match already is kind of stagnant. You're in a comfortable position sitting in your chair. You just find some sort of energy you're already bored and you're already tired, but you find some sort of energy to shout at Rasmus, and you get more tired. You get more tired. It's like I already bored watching this match, and Rasmus do some foolishness, and and foolish me find some sort of energy to shout at Rasmus that I know I'm more tired. Boy, let me get through some of the comments, and then we can go to some. Hopefully, find some positives from today's match, right? Hopefully. Arun on the inside.
Oh, good night, good night.
You, buddy. Good night. Good night. And Lewis is also on the inside. Good night.
Hey,
To
Aaron, good night, brother.
Peter
Good
Balkaran.
night, good night.
Good night to you as well. All right, let me get some more comments in. Anderson is on the inside. Good night to you as well. Anderson is saying good night. Rasmus is another example of poor scouting. He should be doing a lot better. Should be, but
Dan, as we on that scouting talk, right?
Yeah.
Yesterday I watching horse. We scouts should be beaten with a whip, dipping shit, you know, because something wrong with Dan. I watch them two fellas, two City bringing yesterday, the suicide bomber in the back from Uzbekistan, and the one with the funny name up front.
Mamouche.
Yeah, the Taliban. Dog.
Egyptian.
Us. So you meet at now again. I just real watch football, so I know about the fella from the Germany. I see the man play, and I like how he does play. So I say to myself, "Oh, City does find these men." And mind you, City not paying over the top for them fellas, eh? City paying a nice little price, but nothing extravagant.
As far as we know, because I have question marks behind their
True.
what they're paying for players.
True, but JP, all right. So even if we not talk about City, don't watch the other players. That teams just be scouting and
watch Brighton and JP. Watch Brighton. Where part of Brighton get the players from?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, I mean, how quiet they're doing it too. Watch how quiet City bringing them players. There's 3 men them bringing quiet, you know.
Dan and I just say we paying over the and then I watching Jadon Sancho play. And I remember though, when I have a brethren, Mark Burney, he's one of my football partners, and he was one of the men was so adamant, I don't know what all they want Jadon Sancho so for. He is nothing special. So I am watching this man play yesterday, and I'm saying to myself, we pay 80 million for this piece of shit, man. Dog, I don't know about all you, but Sancho does give you little moments. But plus, he just go disappearing in games too much, dog. Like you just forget you on the field. And we pay 80 million for that boy. And he ain't doing it nowhere. He was doing it for what the name Dortmund. I just so fed up of recruiting, boy. God.
A lot of people when Chelsea signed Sancho, they told me that Sancho is that y'all are gonna regret it. I'm not gonna lie. When I've watched Sancho this season in some matches, I totally forgot. Sorry, let me rephrase that. When I've watched Chelsea in certain matches this season, you bring up the Cole Palmer, the Pedro Neto, the Nico Jackson, but I totally forget that Sancho on the field. Totally forget.
Yeah.
So let me get through 2 more comments, and then we could try and find some positives today, right? Peter is saying, I am just saying we got a gift of 3 points today. We didn't deserve to win, but this is what we needed just to get the point and hope momentum would build. Yep, you are definitely right, Peter. Apparently, if we win our next game, it'll be the first time we've won 3 games in a row. So,
Amarin.
So Amarin. We'll see. Let me get this last comment in, and then we'll get to some positives from today's match. And we could be scraping the bottom of the barrel for positives. But Rishi, good night to
Hey,
you.
good night, brother.
Is it something just off of Rasmus? To me, he looked a lot better last season.
He wasn't right to be. I don't think he was right to be the top striker. That's all it is. He not. Maybe if we had like if we signed Kane and we had Kane who handled the business and you could bring Rasmus on, like how you're seeing Watkins and Duran get in that rotation at Villa.
Right.
Maybe if Rasmus could have been like our Duran and be an impact off the bench with a proven striker doing the business in 60 to 70 minutes. He may have developed better, but the pressure on him to perform, and he wasn't ready to do that. So I think that's what happened in the second season. It hit him more.
But remind me, last season.
I kind of agree / disagree, and I'll tell you why I disagree. JP, they got some basics. They got some basics that all Rasmus got to do is just pass off the football, hold it up for 2-3 seconds, and do something with it. They're just some basics, JP. That oh my god, you're just watching this man week in, week out, and you know, JP, you can count one. You're not going to get to 5 on 5. You're not going to get to 5 seconds on one hand before he gives away the football. 1, 2, 3, and give way, right? But they just got some basics. I'm like, bruv, what are you doing in training? What
Even
are
when
you
he's
doing
not
in
under
training?
pressure, you know? Even when he's not under pressure, he could not be under pressure. And the first chance Fulham got today, I think it was Iwobi. It came from Rasmus. He had the ball, and to make a simple pass, he passed it to a Fulham player. And I'm thinking, but what you're doing, you could see around here, nobody pressuring you, and you still pass off the ball to a Fulham player. I don't know if it's a confidence thing, but I don't know what it is. I just find, and I think Amram was wrong to give him the start today. I feel like Zirkzee should have gotten the start again today, because Rasmus had like a run of games that he was allowed to start without producing anything. And I feel like Zirkzee didn't score, but he was doing more in the games that he played. He was more impactful in the games that he played recently. So I feel like he deserved to get a chance today from the start. Because a lot of the play that breakdown in the first half, when we were trying to do something, it broke down with Rasmus. Every time the ball went to him, all our forward play was killed off.
Yep.
I mean, thinking about Rasmus, I mean, as part of the start today, I was kind of vexed first, but then I see Zirkzee come on, and even though he was better, he didn't really do much. So, I mean, it's a little, both options are trash. But what bugs me about Rasmus, and kind of, looking back now, is he hasn't been good for a long time. I mean, he had a little, he came in, before he came in, he was good for Denmark for a little bit, and then he came here. He was injured. He didn't score for a long time. He had like a little around games where he scored, and then he was trash again. So, and then we had the Euros, and the Euros away from United, and he was even more trash. And then he come here, and it's trash. I mean, and he looking worse. So you have to be worried about this youth man, because he getting worse. He ain't getting better, and it's not just at United; it is international team. So I mean, the way we're looking right now, we might need 2 strikers, come next summer.
Might.
No,
Simeon, and I asked Mendes, all the strikers available all over the world, and that is who Manchester fine by.
Chef, I was laughing at Leicester today. I was the kind of player I would see from Leicester forwards, and then I remember they have body. they have Vardy up front. We can none of our strikers could get in that team and play striker. So
None.
yeah, chef. I know we need. Yeah, I know. You gotta tell me. We definitely need.
I don't get it. I don't get it. I watching Delap. Delap come from champion, and normally it has been real hard for fellas, especially strikers, to make this step up. But Delap does play as
The lot, Chris Wood, and Ivan Toney are the three strikers that I know who came up from the championship and actually did well in the Premier League. If memory
Yeah.
serves me. Yeah.
And look, is as we keep on saying, it's just the basics we asking from Rasmus, because all our play can't just be wing play. That is too one-dimensional. So we want to play the ball in the center and mix it up too. But oh Jesus Christ, if every time they put the ball to you in the center, and Rasmus, let me be real, because most times when the ball come into you, is you and one defender, the man on your back. You can't screen a man off, boy. Don't use a John something 6 foot. You can't screen a ball, collect a ball, pass it off. Oh God, but I don't get it. How much we pay for him?
What, 72 million?
And that this is what hurting me, boy. That all these kind of men we pay for going against the the fair play money thing, the FPA, all this shit we buy going against that. So now that we really seemingly getting better with structure to make proper purchases, we can't even buy,
Yeah.
Come on, boy.
Let me get some positivity into the podcast now. I know we could be scraping, but while you guys were talking, I was really trying my best to find some positivity that transpired over the weekend. So I mean, Amarin does turn 40 tomorrow. Yay, positive.
Yeah, boy.
Anthony will be on loan to Real Betis. So he is not a Real Betis player. But I think the standout today, not only everybody will be talking about the Lissandro Martinez goal, great goal, but I think the Collier clearance off of the line that definitely deserve some credit, because I looked at the replay and he was right under the bar to clear.
Yep.
So let's talk a little bit about the Collier clearance and even how Collier played today as well, right? Because I think he's a guy that Amran likes, and he's been slowly knocking on the door, saying, "Hey, I think I deserve like some starting time as well." So I don't know if you guys think the exact same thing, but go through.
I really like the youth. I like how simple he plays the football. I like the fact that you can't rough him up. He's not no punk.
Exactly.
And he has been there for the fight, but dog, he plays the football simple. And to be quite honest, it's good to see that we have academy players coming through in pivotal positions like that and actually looking good. I want to say something too that was a boss of a clearance, because listen, it's so, what that clearance, if you watch football and play football long enough, it's real easy to see what you do there, to hit that ball straight into your own goal.
Exactly.
It's very easy to do that.
Look how we scored the first goal versus Rangers. Butler punched the ball in the back of the net, but that was last week.
So I really like the youth boy. I hope he just keep on improving, keep on doing this thing, keep his head down, and just keep on doing this thing.
JP?
Yeah, I think you know what I seen about him is a little bit of refinement in his game already, because when we first saw him, he was kind of a little too aggressive, and he looked like the
Yeah,
type that would have been getting too many cards. And the last few appearances, he seemed to already work on that, and is a lot less. And when I say aggressive, it's almost like he was going in a little too hard into tackles. Now his timing seemed to be better, and I like how he just calm on the ball too. He don't look rushed. He know what he about. He could play football as well, and he reading the game well because the clearance was about reading the game. When you look at the replay and you see how he make the step back into the position, we complain about how many senior players in this team not doing simple things like that. So I think it was really good to see that he read the situation and was able to position himself there to be able to make that clearance. And from how Martinez talked about him after the match too, he
that
said
was
he's
real
a
nice
humble
to
youth.
see.
Yeah.
He's a humble youth and he's willing to learn. So that's the kind of things you want to hear about the young upcoming players because we really need to have that kind of mentality, the humility and the willingness to learn and to continue to grow. Don't feel like you're rich because I reach in the senior team. You have plenty more work to do when you reach that senior team.
As fast as you reach the Manchester United senior team, you could get sold the next year. So keep that in mind. Simeon, Collier's clearance, Collier's performance today.
I mean, you guys pretty much summed it up with the clearance. I mean, the position is the. I mean, is the clear is the word. I mean, the awareness. You know, in the match, in the the ball in the air, and you see, okay, well, the ball. I ain't really marking anybody. The ball is gonna be in front of me. So only way they're gonna score is if the ball come this way. So let me go, and the only spot, the ball's gonna be coming that angle.
Which is
So,
common sense, right? Correct.
yeah, come on, and it sounds so easy, but like we said, we don't see that with our senior players a lot of times. So that's good. Chef mentioned the physicality, and that's something we've been lacking. I wanted Hannibal when he was here. I wanted him to be that player, but he had his issues. Couldn't stop getting cards and all kind of stuff. But Collier seems to be learning the lesson Hannibal didn't learn, so that's encouraging. So we love that the coach has the comfort. He trusts him enough to bring him on for Ugarte in game after game. I mean that tells you how much he trusts him. So that's a clear good sign because I think this coach wants more. He wants to find more players that can play, and he's not really finding not finding much. I think if you could find a forward to play, he'll find a forward. If you can't, I think luckily we have him in this position and he's taking up the responsibility. So, I hope he gets more game time, and also I hope, one thing I realized in the final third, he doesn't get a lot of touches. So when we're attacking, a lot of times, they really don't pass the ball that much. So we don't really get to see him much in those attacking situations. But I think he will do better as, goes along this season.
Yeah. Let me get through some of these comments. Where was I? Anderson is saying Sancho is Mumford the magician. Oh Lord, he did disappeared. That's a Sesame Street classic, boy. Mumford, boy. Wow. Alvin Lewis is saying this young man, Collier. Yeah, I could call him more. Collymore is a Barbados cricketer. Yeah, this young man Collier saved the 3 points with the last gap clearance. Yeah, that is. For some reason, I remember I was asked this question years ago. What would you do rather, a last minute goal or a last minute clearance, right? And me as a defender, I chose the last minute clearance, right? Because both scenarios change a game, but for some reason the defender in me just said a last minute clearance, right? So yeah, Anderson is saying you could not sign Kane and Rasmus. That is 200 mil at
I was
least.
just talking hypotheticals. I would say.
Yeah, so I think JP was more saying, you get if
Yeah.
Kane is just an example, but in terms of like signing an experienced striker, so Rasmus could learn off of, right? So, but no, Kane is definitely who we were in for like 2 or 3 years ago, right? So, Peter is saying, I have a question for the panel. I certainly believe we will play like this for the entire season, except for cup matches. Do you think the hierarchies would influence Amorim to change his tactics? Because these players look really out of sorts. I'm worrying. I don't think so. I think Amorim mentioned in his first couple of matches that he will try to use his way, which is obviously his tactics and the philosophy of using the he won't be doing 4-2-3-1. Let's put it that way. Right? The reason, and let's be real, the reason that Ineos hired Amorim was because of his tactics at Sporting Lisbon and his philosophy, right? It doesn't make sense to hire the guy and then you tell him what to do afterwards, right? I don't know what you guys think about this question. Basically, just summarize what Peter is saying. Will Ineos or the hierarchy instruct Amorim to change his way of playing football for the guys? Basically,
He'll quicker leave the club. He'll quicker walk away from the job than do that. Because what's the point? What's the point of doing that? Especially if Ineos not backing him. And today is the 26th of January, the window closing just now. Especially if Ineos not backing him with the players that we need to get to play the system that he came to play. So I don't see they can't force that. You can't bring a man to play this particular way you have your teams playing and then say, no, you had to change the play that way. That don't make any sense. Then better somebody from Ineos just come and run the football.
yeah, go Sabian, yeah.
I think it's too late as far as because what are we playing for now? I mean, besides the cups, I mean, I think top 6, 7 probably already gone.
Yeah.
Relegation looking more unlikely now. So, I think only thing you got to worry about now is the cups. I mean, I know every English, it seems like all the English media wants him to change to a back four. I think the pressure is definitely high from the media and all the exploits and stuff. And you're right. I mean, the football doesn't look pretty at all. It looks ugly. The fellas look out of sorts. But at the same time, like Amram said, you gotta work through this. You can't say you're gonna do something now and then start something new. Next year. I mean, you better go through this. Any players who gonna be there used to it, and move on. I mean, what do we have to lose, really? I mean, the 2 cups, that's the only thing we got to worry about. And I think Amorim could flex the system enough to get us playing a decent kind of football. So
I agree. And to be quite honest, what else people want? What else the media want? Ten Hag system didn't work. Mourinho's system didn't work. All of them had systems kind of similar that didn't work. Now we have somebody that willing to work his system and not bend to the pressure. And we want him to change it. No, he was hired because he played a certain system successfully. Let the man work his thing. And I will say this audio. If our players used to do the basics properly, the system would work. But our players not doing the basics properly. And I'm sorry, you cannot coach a 20-something-year-old man to trap and move. What the come now, man? Don't watch out how we just play. We just be making mistakes with no pressure on us, We just be making today I was last podcast I was talking about how slow we just move the ball. That system is not slow football, if that system is carried out properly, that system is supposed to be boom, bam, 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 bam. But men just not able to do it. And so the solution, because men not able to do it, is to change the damn thing. No, it's to get proper players.
Just to add on to what Chef said with regards to slow football. Many times today, you always saw either Maguire, DeLitt, or Martinez. Well, not Martinez, more Maguire and DeLitt holding on to the football so long.
Yeah.
Onana used to do it, and I think he still does it. But now all of a sudden, DeLitt and Maguire doing the exact same thing. Like they would just trickle the football forward, stand up on the football, pause.
Yeah, pause.
It's like for 10. It's like for
actually
10
pause. You know.
Yeah, the man's pause is all because and. But here's the question: can you really blame them because like there's nobody? Look,
the movement
exactly. There's no movement. I will say this here now: should Manchester United be a fluid football team, the most a football player will hold on to the ball is at least 3 to 5 seconds.
Yeah, but again, we go back to basic training. Then when you're now coming up, that's why you just play one touch. The game. Everybody here learned to play one touch growing up. One touch is one of the most. One touch ain't supposed to be about fun alone. One touch is supposed to teach you to think quick and move the ball fast. And then we know, and our players, our system actually allows you to have a couple seconds look and play the ball and just move. If you move, you will get the ball. But our players so stagnant. And here's the thing: I want to believe them fellas not doing that in training. When a coach balling at you in training, I show you when the first team coach is balling at you, and then you have your manager right there backing at you. I sure they must be carrying it out, though.
My thing is, like you saw, I mean, it's a small sample, but when you had Malacia, Menu, and Zexi out there, you saw a little combo, saw a little glimpse.
Yeah,
so tasty, like man, you get happy, but I don't know, like I don't want to say Garnacho cap, but we need more players like that. I don't know if Menu have to play further up to have that another, thinking, pass and move player up there. But we need more. I was telling Kareem, I'm like, I won't be opposed to a false nine. I don't know if it can work in his system, but we need players that can play football.
Here's the question, Simeon, because a glimpse is like the trailer of a movie. When are we going to actually see the actual movie?
Yeah.
No, but Simeon, I have been thinking when I watch the strikers and then I have been saying then best we just play a false nine and done. Best we play either who we have on the team can play a false nine. Even if you want to put Ericsson there, it had to be a player with some kind of technical ability and able to score.
Only person that I remember playing false nine for us besides Bruno is Ahmad. He did that way back when with Ollie. So,
remember? And in preseason, they had Mount playing it too.
Yeah.
That's Sancho playing it as well too.
That's Sancho playing it too.
Ahmad played it against AC Milan. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. I think that should be just play a false nine because these men just in this system. All you watch, where's oh gosh, where thing come from? Sporting. What's the striker their name again?
Gael Carrez.
Yeah. All you watch his technical ability. Like, let me be real. He does score, but all you watch him with the ball, and he'll be playing up front by himself.
Yeah.
He does be playing, but Dan, when that man collect the ball, it's to the races, because he does knock off that ball and then he dive in, he go on, I never wanted to watch Sporting. I start watching Sporting after American just to see how different the football is. Dan, the football is different,
Let me get through some more comments, guys. But no, Peter, definitely. I hope we answered your question to the best of our ability, right? So, Kurt on the inside. Good night, buddy. He's saying Simeon. Rasmus is only bad because our midfield. What? Don't feed him. Nah.
Stop being that jack.
I will read the rest of the comment though. I watched all the Premier League games this
He
weekend.
bad because he not getting fed. Next.
Let me say this. Let me say this. Rasmus is great. If you get under one condition, you get the ball playing in front of him, where he can run onto it and take a shot.
Yeah.
He has his strengths, but that's like a little piece of football. Like that's right.
A
little piece.
That's right. And here's the thing about that, Simeon. That point you just made. If he moves about more, he will get that kind of ball, you know.
Yeah, he don't have good.
He don't always have to be hit 9 times out of 10. Rasmus back does be, I just call it the Sturgeon styling. His back does be to the defense to get to take. It's barely half times when we have the ball and it's seeing Rasmus positioning to make if a ball come over, we have to play it into the channels. So, oh God,
Rasmus, you are not a Zlatan or a Berbatov, because these guys, even though they were good players who used to hold up the football, at times they would drop back for the football and then look to make little runs.
Yes.
So let me see what Anderson is saying here right now. Anderson is saying it's funny all the younger players can adapt and learn. Is the older ones who
great point, Anderson. Yeah. That says a lot.
Kristen is in the building. Thank you for joining. I saw a post today. Rude have 14 points after 11 games after leaving United. Leicester out of the relegation. Oh yeah, Rude got a win. Rude got a win today.
Yeah, big win. Yeah, big win this weekend. But Leicester is still shit. Let me be real. But we can take Kristen.
Say what, JB?
He gets so much points. 14.
I shocked me. He get all that points. Well, I want to know when he collect 14 points.
They now win their first game after 7 straight losses.
7 straight losses. So that's all right. So the win today, right? So and then the lost 7 before that. So like 8 games. So
won his first game.
So Kristen, I feel you can fact check that. I feel them can record 14 points since Van.
I feel it so.
Rude Van Nistelrooy,
yeah.
I feel it so.
Post USB resident Twitter Tom. You can check that because I really don't feel them get all that points on the road. Them get real bag of licks.
Yeah, leave us.
Think 2 games to win.
Yeah,
the first game and today.
They won the first game. Did they win the first 2?
No,
it was just the first one. The one on there.
The first one. I
remember the first game they were down a goal and they came back and won.
They came back and win. Yeah.
Was it?
I didn't know them. I didn't think them get all that. Yeah.
All right, Christian, fact check that and leave us another comment just to confirm, right? So, Peter is saying, Chef, you are right about the different coaches that have different systems, but as Phil and etc. added, our recruitment doesn't match the coaches' playing styles, and the requirements or standards have dropped considerably. We really need to revamp this team, but selling them would be a tough task if you want to raise funds and for FFP. Boy, I think Peter has started already. I mean, Anthony, Garnacho, possibly Rashford. He's looking to move on Mason Mount as well too, Casemiro as well. So there will be a bunch of players that will be leaving both this winter transfer window and summer transfer window as well too, right? So United, we stand 11-11. Welcome. Big up from St. Lucia. Yeah. Okay. That's the St. Lucia flag. United we stand, right? I hope I didn't get the flag wrong. I think that's the St. Lucia. I think that's the St. Lucia.
Blessing the same way.
Yeah. What was he? I St. Lucia, big ups, man. Alwyn Lewis is saying, I was saying this many times in past podcasts when Ten Hag was still in charge, that the basic movements, passing and possession, were non-existent. Players operating as if it is their first day in junior academy. Boy, United we stand is in again. After today's game, Rasmus isn't good enough up front for Manchester United.
And you know what's the funny thing? Neither, if we being real, neither is Zixi. So the other alternative to that is really playing a false nine. And I honestly feel that coming, eh?
I kind of see why. So just to touch a little bit on false nine, right? Ahmad would do well up top because he knows how to hold up the ball and he actually does well. But I think Ahmad needs space to run around.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. If I'm ready to deploy him up top as a false nine, okay, fair enough. But I think Ahmad on the wing needs a lot of space to run around. But that's just me, right? So
listen, right now we want to prove Ahmad.
Boy, if that goal has stood today, boy, woo!
That was a nice play.
I saw the picture of the offside, the lines that they drew.
So I mean, yeah. So the opposition players, it looks like the opposition player's hand was keeping Ahmad onside, I think so, but it's from the shoulder.
No, but wouldn't it be from, because a handball starts from under the sleeve, right?
Yes.
So it shouldn't be from under the sleeve that they drew the line from. To me, they drew the line from his shoulder, not from under the sleeve. So that's why I was wondering, and the speed that they check that with, normally when it's that tight, VR will, see them zoom in, they'll zoom out.
Do it quicker.
They will do all kind of different things to check it, and the line will come 5 minutes later. But for me, I find this line draw real quick.
In other fixtures when it was that close, they give the benefit and give the goal,
Yeah.
Not for this team here, boy. No.
Nah, not for that. We get nothing,
No.
Because I see some calls today against us. And this was after watching football for most of the day. That other refs that just will blow foul on. And I say to myself, my God, nobody can convince me to have an agenda against Manchester United.
Yeah, it's real.
All right, perfect. So United we stand. Confirm it's in Lucia. Perfect. I still know my flags. So let me go back to a comment from Javid. Welcome, buddy. I think this is your first comment. Mess. Glad for the 3 points. Rasmus so ineffective. I can't believe he is this poor. As a team, we look scared, afraid to engage and play. Yes, totally agree. Taking forever to move the ball forward. The game was so boring.
Yep.
Yeah. It's funny because the three players that came on, Collier, Xerxes, Manu, they know how to move the football forward.
Oh, yes.
Yep.
Right? United we stand. 11 again. 12 missed control. Boy.
Yep.
Boy. Keep the comments coming. Keep the comments coming. That's all I can say. Because
Bruno come a long way, There's a play today when Bruno gave him it and he mistrap it. Bruno, at the start of the season, would have been so petulant and just going mad. Bruno just shake his head and keep on running.
Yeah. Boy, I have a feeling. I have a feeling some changes are going to be made this upcoming summer transfer window. Right.
Listen, I hear what everybody say about FFP and all them things, but I am telling all you, Manchester United will not find money to revamp that team. because this ain't it. I don't care what nobody tell me about money. I am telling you all that team is getting revamped. It too glaring. Let me be real.
I know, boy. United Stand is saying again, even Lukaku's touch wasn't this bad.
Nope.
True, very, very true. Lukaku got
Lukaku used to score.
Yeah, Lukaku used to score at least.
Exactly.
Right? Lukaku scored a brace on his debut for Manchester United, yeah. Javid is saying Rasmus always whining on defenders every game. Is he being coached?
Sure he is.
Boy. And yeah, United we stand again. I'm gonna assume that means hand doesn't count. So hand doesn't count for offside, JP, apparently. Right?
No, the hand, but what I was saying, I think it's from by the sleeve.
By the sleeve, like from here down, right?
Yeah. From like under here.
Like your elbow.
Supposed to be from here to the end of the sleeve, I believe is where they do count as handball. So if a ball hit like on top here,
or like your shoulder.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Rasmus is getting worse. And I like this man. I used to like Rasmus as well, you know.
Me too.
I used to, but for some reason, I don't. Boy,
yeah, but to be fair, the same way others go hard at Zuxi, I'm going hard at Rasmus too, because Rasmus looking worse right now.
Yeah, United we stand. Some of us, most of us used to like Rasmus. You know, we want the best for Rasmus, but it's if Rasmus wants the best for himself.
Exactly.
Right? As we have been saying on many pods, United we stand, sorry. It's the simple and the basic stuff you gotta get right first before you try anything fancy. You got to crawl before you can run. You can't be running and then you forget to crawl, right? If that makes sense. Right?
Dan, there was a play, as you said that, Phil. There was a play today where we were attacking, and I don't know who is the player because it got me so mad that he could have made a simple pass and the attack would have moved into the box. And he tried to basically, I think it was like a flick or a back heel, and it went straight to the other. You know the play?
Yeah, I know you're talking about. Yeah, I know you're
No,
talking about.
I start cussing, you know, because here I say, Dan, all he's done shit. Do the basics properly and then try them thing now, boy. I can't remember who was the player. Because I just get mad.
Well, I think that I'm not sure if it's the same play, but it was one of the few times we got the ball like in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
Not the field, but the middle of the after by the penalty box. Top of the box. You get the ball in the middle of the penalty box. Have like space left and right.
Yes.
To move ahead. And he trying to back it to Ahmad.
Yes.
And Ahmad look at him like, could the defender left Garnacho or went with Ahmad?
Correct.
It makes no sense to try and do anything to Ahmad because the defender left you alone with the ball. All he had to do was go forward or pick a pass.
Ahmad.
And he picked the ball. And Ahmad look at him, Garnacho like, why you do that? You know, but
the question I gotta ask you guys on the panel: why don't coaches like sit down with him in front of a 80-inch flat screen TV?
I'm saying watch.
Every play, you say watch.
He have a pointer and he doing say watch. And he doing it, holding your hand so watch.
Rasmus should have to answer. He should have to answer for himself as to be honest with me. What do you think about his performance today? What do you think about his performance today? How it is you can't hold up the ball? You know how much money this club spent on you? How you can't? If I was working in our coaching staff, I would ask him that. I say, you know what is your price tag? You can't hold up a ball. You don't know how to do that. You don't know how to jump when a ball come in the air. If you know how that does get me vexed, when I always playing long balls, and that get me vexed too because he not playing no accurate balls. every long ball he play that go into Rasmus, Rasmus will stand up. And the defender will just slightly jump and win the ball. And I think
and take it away from him. So then don't do it.
6 foot something, and you're not even trying to jump.
You can't air trap. Because you know that's what you basically have to do. You have to air trap that ball coming, so you have to bring that ball, you have to trap that ball up here, so. And as JP said, you're 6 foot something, bro. Screen your ball and trap.
But Chef, the man can't do the bases, and you expect the man to do that? let me go through some banner comments that Reem left me to read out, right? Because obviously Ruben Amorim has some things to say after the game, right? So Ruben Amorim is saying, really important to have this feeling away from home. Not a great game, no great chances. We tried to play our game, but we have to improve a lot. It's really important to win. And I think this is just something that he has said on repeat since he has been hired. Right?
Yeah.
But you know the media. You know the media got to stick in a certain player. You know the media have to ask this question. Ruben Amorim on Marcus Rashford's continued exclusion. It's the same. It's always the same reason. The reason is the training. So if things don't change, I will not.
So this man, so what's he doing? I wish we could get a camera in that training to see what Marcus not doing either.
Totally agree. And Amorim is continuing saying, I will put 63-year-old goalkeeping coach Jorge Vital on before I put a player on that doesn't give the maximum every day. So I will not change in that department.
And he basically saying, I will rather walk out on the job than change my play. And he's right.
No, it's not. Let me ask you guys a question, both on the panel and in the comments. Is this Amorim forcing Rashford or just telling Rashford to do better, or is it a bit of both?
I think he wants him to do better because the thing is, you know what you could, what is possible to get from Rashford, right? And he even say that the game was calling for the pace off the bench. He said that. So I think he would have liked to have a Rashford at his disposal, but he trying to set a standard in the team. So it could be a bit of, well, he using him as an example that if you're not meeting my standards, then you will have to be off the team and therefore leave the team permanently as a result of that. So I think if it's anybody forcing the self on the team right now, is Rashford. Because if the manager is requesting a certain standard of his players because he wants the team to be at a certain standard, then as one of the highest paid players in the team, you have to show that you could do that.
Set the example, yeah. But JP, this isn't the same Rashford that tweeted on the very first day of Amorim's tenure. Great training.
Yeah,
it's kind of so some reason something in matching up, JP. I don't know. I could be paranoid, but something in matching up.
I agree. I don't know what to say again with Rashford. I saw disappointed in Marcus.
It really confusing, but because you always thought of him as one of the better trainers in the team.
Yeah.
And people always talk about him working on extra things. Even Rio talk about when he went to the training ground as Rashford, he saw there doing extra work training. So now have a new manager who actually trying to shake things up, and you're seeing the possibility of actual progression in the club again on the football field. And now is the time that your training being called into question, your attitude towards training being called into question. I don't know if it is he fed up and he wants to force the move. So I feel like it's he really trying to force them. That's how it coming across to.
I don't know. Like I feel like Amorim just fed up. Like I feel like Amarim, like why you all ask me the same question every single. I mean,
Every single
yeah,
person.
it's
Now,
like.
is the English media senior? Is the English media?
But I think for Amarim, it's like he don't he didn't come into his club like Ten Hag said, "Oh, I'm going to make Rashford better." That's not his job. His job is not to make sure Rashford plays, looks good or plays great. His job is to make sure the team works, and performs at a certain level. And I think I don't think Rashford has had a coach in a while that is not focused on making him better, but making the team better. I
Yeah.
don't think Amarim cares about his crossovers, his speed, he wants to make sure Rashford's doing everything. So I mean, like every athlete, like you have the things you like to do, the things you like to train for, So you know, I used to be a cyclist, so I would like to do like fast sprints and stuff. But you ask me to do longer efforts, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. I might get upset. I might want to do that exercise. Like I think every athlete have a type of training they want to do, their preferred set of things they want to do. But when a coach comes in and wants to do something different, track back more, put a tackle in here and there, be more physical in the midfield, like, and they ask that of you. So I don't care if you want to do more sprints after work or more, shot drills. He's not asking for that. He's asking for more of an overall game from you. And if you don't want to do that, that's where the vision comes in. So Amrim's like, you don't want to do that? Well, fine. I don't care if you can do step overs. I don't care how fast you run or how much, how hard your shots are. Or if you can't track back and you can't tackle for me, I don't need you. So, I mean, I think it's something kind of like that, and just Amrim ain't got time for it.
Agreed.
Yeah. Well said. United We Stand is saying, I played football from a baby and I love it. And trust me, when I say I have a better ball IQ than this whole team, basics is not existent in them players. Boy, I think you and the entire panel and probably most of the people in this comments got a higher IQ than some of these players, boy.
Yep.
So
Too much done players, boy.
Dembe Elliott Brent is
Hey,
true to
good night,
them.
Dembe.
Good night, buddy. Good night. United We Stand is saying that man have no instincts. Men playing scared.
Yeah.
Confidence low. Adrian Duncan, good night to
And I think that's why, if you notice, every presser Amarin talks about we suffering and also about the team just building wins, getting wins. No matter how they come, they get wins. Because as we talk, John, when you're losing, your moral low. That hole just gets deeper and deeper. So you start to win. It like today, it didn't look good, but you pick up a W. You win midweek. You win the week before that, and they keep on building some kind of thing till they catch yourself. Hey, we win 5 on the bounce. Now, fellas, confidence in because let me be real, dog. Them fellas is premiership playing men. That we never played a level of football. So I have to believe if all they reach that stage, all you have it in order to be proper footballers. All you played football all your life, all you training all your life for this. So all that just gone, but
Yeah.
I think so. This is why I keep on saying, as much as we blast about the IQ, and I agree with all that because this is the same thing as we saying, Dan, them fellas are mental, so at an all-time low that the footballing instincts and skills gone,
Yeah.
I must say that and this is something I realized years ago, and it had to get explained to me. Strikers feed off of the confidence of defenders and vice versa. And by that I mean when a defender sees a striker score a goal, the confidence in the defender and
Yeah.
the motivation in the defender becomes so high
Yep.
that he's like, you know what? My striker just scored a goal, and I'm willing to die and protect
That
this
goal.
that goal so that the other team don't score, right? And then when a striker realizes that a defender makes a crunching tackle, it's like, okay, let me try and do better now and score goals, right? Because
Yeah.
we know that my backline is protected, right? So yeah. Let me get through a little bit more comments, and then we're gonna go to the question that Reem had us trying to answer last week. And people in the comments, you can tune in as well too, or chime in as well. Would you rather Manchester United get in the top 6 this season with no trophies, or would you rather Manchester United barely avoid relegation and win the Europa League? Something for you guys on the panel to think about, something for you guys in the comments to think about. But let me just get through the comments, and then I'm going to go to that question to wrap it up, right? Dembe Elliott is saying, I think this is Amrin attempting to mash up the cabal, so to speak. Players not doing well on purpose. If you all listen to what he said when he came, he was a player, so he has an idea of what players mentally is. Yeah, because he used to play next to Cristiano Ronaldo, right? Also, something
With-
is attitude.
With
Respect to his attitude to training. Yeah, true. Fair enough. That point where Dembe is saying Ruben Amorim used to be a player as well too, right? So he
and
knows.
very recently too.
Yeah, so he knows what players go through on like a weekly and daily basis, right? So, Adrian Duncan is saying all the Vec chef does get with me on our team, I would put in a better shift than Rasmus. Boy, I think we all would. Buddy.
I can't disagree. Adrian does have me cussing because could run offside. Oh God, that ball! You ever meet a footballer who have all the speed in the world? All he had to do is holy run, and he will. And once that ball go over, you're sure you're catching the ball because he has speed. That Adrian, but could run offside. But let me tell you something. When he get chances, he does score.
Yeah, boy.
And he does score generally playing on the left wing.
Yeah, man. Big up to Adrian, man. Big up. When Lewis is saying a simple equation for Rashford: improve your play and you will be picked. But if you continue to listen to other voices that telling you otherwise, well, he will continue to be left out.
Yeah.
Dembe is also saying the training is one thing, but the attitude to training is a different thing.
Yeah.
That sound like some philosophy shit there just now, yeah. The training is one thing, but the attitude to training is a different thing. Case in point, Casemiro also made a similar post to Rashford with regards to the
and where he is.
He should be in Saudi Arabia. He should be in Saudi Arabia right now.
Because, Reem love to talk about player power. Dog, player power is shit. Dan, I can't understand for the love of God how Ole could be playing for a team that wins nothing. Barely making a top 4. But Ole have power and Ole have all this ego and attitude, but he rock out.
Yeah, boy. Yeah. Dembe is also saying if we watch at Garnacho, he's probably changed his attitude. The coach fit him into by letting the wing back in attack come more inside to allow Nacho to go away. I must say though, Garnacho's attitude since Amorim has came in has changed a little bit.
Agreed.
Right? Yeah. He has been humbled, and I think just to fast forward to Kobe Minu, I think putting Kobe Minu on the bench has kind of humbled Kobe Minu as well too, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, Garnacho and Kobe Minu definitely have been humbled a little bit, but definitely you see it in Garnacho, right? Because Garnacho, I think we all know that Garnacho is more of an impact player, but I think now that the attitude is changing, Garnacho is now seeing recent starts in certain matches, right? So let me get these last 2 comments. 3 comments. Dembe saying attitude adjustment, Marcus, please. Last couple of games could do with him coming off the bench. True.
But
Yeah,
I
true.
still said this. All of us know what Marcus is capable of. You feel any true Manchester United supporter don't want a willing and raring Marcus Rashford in the team. But to us, if you want to be a imps, we don't want him there with team.
Exactly.
Marcus Rashford, put down your head for the last 3-4 months of the season, and you can go off after the summer.
Yeah.
Put on your head for the last 3-4 months and help us win something or help us come in the top 10 or just help us, and then we will listen to any offers for you in the summer, buddy.
Exactly.
All right. And last 2 comments here. Dwayne on the
Over to it.
inside. Good night. I said entitled behavior from Rashford and a number of other players in this team. And then we have our first answer from Dembe. He is saying he will avoid relegation and win Europa. And everybody in the comments, the question was, or would you rather? Let's put it under what would you rather? Would you rather avoid relegation and win the Europa League, or would you rather come in the top 6? And this is a tricky question. I think what Reem has done is that he will continue these would you rathers in the podcast going forward, right? So avoid relegation and win Europa League, or come in the top 6. Boy,
Top 6 with no
Europa.
trophies. Top 6 with no trophies.
top 6 with no trophies. Boy, part of me pointing to Europa, boy.
Yeah.
I know top 6 in my opinion is impossible. But I could be different, right?
No, man. Europa all day.
What are people in the comments saying? Simeon is saying Europa. JP, you're saying
Europa.
What are you saying, Chef?
Europa.
It's the money, man. The money.
Yeah.
The money,
Direct
and it's
into
a
Champions
European
League.
title.
Yeah.
And you get it into Champions League.
I don't think 6th place gets us into Champions League, right?
No,
Only top 5, right?
no, you get it into Champions League. So
fifth-
yeah,
fifth is
give me
wrong.
Europa and the money, please.
Anybody else in the comments think different? Feel free to let us know and why you pick that.
And we numb to the losses now, so I mean, just to go through the rest of the season scraping. This is what we're doing for the first half of the season anyhow, so we might as well scrape through and win Europa League. And then you finish 6 and you have nothing to show for it, and you have to play Europa League again next season. Nah.
We were under the same position with Jose Mourinho, where we were playing shit in the league, and we said, you know what, Jose Mourinho, put all your eggs in one basket for the Europa League, and Ajax in the final 2-0, right?
Yep.
So, yeah, we're looking to wrap it now. We got a Europa League match on Thursday versus FSBC something, and then we got Crystal Palace on Saturday or Sunday. Yeah, so we got Crystal Palace on Sunday, right? Before we wrap up, give me your predictions for Thursday. We are playing away, and then on Sunday we are playing home to Crystal Palace. So give me your predictions for both the Europa League and then also the Premier League at home versus Crystal Palace.
Who's this team? FCSB? Who's this? This Bucharest.
Is that alphabet team?
Is it Star Bucharest?
It says here in Romania, FCSB.
Boy, win.
And I think Star Bucharest is in Romania, right?
Yeah, referred to as Star Bucharest.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, Star Bucharest. Okay.
What number them is in the league? In the Europa thing.
Table. They are 8th, and Manchester United is 4th.
Okay.
So if we win, we will go to. Well, if we win and if Frankfurt and Athletic Club draw, we will be in second position
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
Europa League, boy.
Yeah, we could go as high as Sacramento.
Yeah, I think we've already qualified, but
Yeah, we should be safe for the qualifier.
yeah. But yeah, give me some predictions there.
Asking for predictions for Manchester United. This team. Just hope my prediction is I'll just be hope for the best these days, and that's all I just say. Like, just don't give me a headache, man. That's all I ask it for. Don't give me a headache. Because Stade Bucharest, when we playing home.
away.
Yeah.
But
we
I
pretty,
think
we
I
pretty
think our away
decent on
form,
it.
yeah, I think our
We
away
better on the
form,
road though.
yeah, I think our away
Yeah.
form is better than our home form. I'm more
And we actually
fearful. I'm more fearful of the Crystal Palace though, but that's just me.
Yeah, but they lost today, right? They lost today.
But dog, we just made bad teams look like we made shit teams look good at Old Trafford.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
if we
yep.
could pull off the win against Stade Bucharest, that'll be 3 wins in a row. First time on the Amarim. So confidence should be starting to pick up with the players a little bit. Fulham is probably the first team above us, rather than City, that we beat for the season in the Premier
Yep.
League. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. We have beat nobody above us.
Yeah, maybe a win in the week could continue to just boost the team, and hopefully we could pull off something against Crystal Palace to make it 4 wins in a row.
So you're saying a 5-0, a 4-0, a 2-2?
I think in 2-0 against Stade Bucharest. 2-0.
Yeah, I would take that as well too. What are you saying, Chef or Simeon?
Probably we should beat that European team. Against Palace. Must be a draw.
Nah, for that.
Yeah, 2-1, man. 2-1.
I said 2-2, boy. 2-2. That's a good number for this team, man. 2-2.
Yeah.
Can't give it play. I said 2-2 because if you watch Onana today, I have my eye on Onana because last podcast we say you asked me about Onana, and so I give one more. Them balls that he get, he ain't really catching them balls. Them balls kind of hitting him and bouncing out a little bit.
In front of him.
I worry now, man.
Onana getting me maddest. Everything bouncing right, everything he catching on his second attempt.
Yeah. 2-2, man. 2-2.
So a win versus Stade Bucharest and a draw versus Crystal Palace. Boy, as JP said, you never know which Manchester United squad is going to turn up. So you would want to win versus Crystal Palace. You would want to win, but I don't know if the guys that could be in the starting 11 come this Sunday want to win. We on the panel want to win, but we don't know if them guys want to win, right? So
when you watch Manchester next few games, they're so winnable, eh? But again, it's Manchester. We can literally go to the end of February, not losing a game because the teams we have coming up, we're capable of beating them. But again, it's Manchester United, so
yeah, boy. Jadon Belmar on the inside. You want to lay it, boy. Want to lay it. But keep all the comments coming, man. I say Europa as the team's success coming into this season would likely have been measured by winning it after the last year's FA Cup and League Cup win 2 seasons ago, I believe. Yeah, that definitely makes sense. Dwayne is saying Europa with escaping relegation. Javid is saying top 6 will suggest progress versus us being a cup team. It means consistency, and we probably won't be bored like that. But Europa is Champions League. Have to go for Europa. and take preseason to get it right the next season. Totally agree with that, Javed.
Agreed, John. Well said.
I can't say it any better.
Well
Right?
said.
And then let me get these last two comments here. Dwayne is saying 2-1 United against the Bucharest, and then 2-1. I hope that's 2-1 to Crystal Palace or to us. I hope that's to us. Well, it is to us, because it's 2-1 home team first, right? So yeah. And Dwayne is saying, "Good night, fellas. A real lady. NFL had me occupied." Yeah, is that time of the year when NFL's be playing, right? So I can't really blame you, right? So, boy, it's funny how we went an hour and almost 30 minutes, and today's game was absolutely boring. Jesus Christ, boy.
I did not expect we would have gone this long.
Yeah, I tell myself, today's game was boring.
I say 45 minutes.
Yeah, boy.
But
as always, we're gonna be here again on Thursday and on Sunday as well. You know, if Reem's saying the WhatsApp message, you good for the pod? You gotta respond. You gotta respond, right? So yeah. But as always, I could never do it by myself. JP, we are staying up. Simeon and Chef, thank you very much for joining me tonight, and we are out.
Yes.